Peace, peace, peace. How's everyone doing this morning? Peace, peace, peace. How's everyone doing this morning? It's the Hoodmystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Today we have a daily energy reading where we're going to discuss some transits, some aspects, some astrology. Then we're going to do with some intuition, some tarot, some numerology, and things of the sort, and just kind of get a daily feel for the energy. This is something that we do here on this channel. www.hoodmystic.com is my website. Please go and support that, and I'll see you guys in a second. And so for graphics, please hit me up or hit the links in the description. Tiara, which is my twin, we share the same birthday, August 23rd. Our birthday is coming up in 10 days. So congratulations to her for getting back in the game. One of my good friends, always have helped me with like graphics and design. So if you got YouTube pages, if you got websites, and you're looking for designs that's affordable, that's like regular people that's really good at what they do, like professionals, but under the radar, go support the sister. Her links is in the description. Please check her out. Tiara Non-Human 1111 Graphics. Please, please, please check her out. Tell her that the Hoodmystic sent you. All right. So back to what's going on in astrology. I kind of took some days off from just looking at charts, and I had some readings on Saturday. Sunday I had I took a day off and just kind of went to the movies, and I saw Black Klansman. So also, before I get into the astrology, before I get into anything that I'm trying to say, I want to let people know that if you haven't seen Black Klansman, if you haven't seen Sorry to Bother You, and you like movies, don't walk to the theaters, run to the theaters, go support those movies, go watch those movies, because those movies are powerful. It's been rare have I left the movie empowered. I seen Black Klansman yesterday, and I had to the movie was so powerful at the end that I had to be like the first one to leave, and I had to go use the restroom, and left the restroom, and you know, the vibe was just like, it's very tense. It's a very powerful movie. Happy birthday, Rosetta. Peace to all the August birthdays. I'm an August birthday. Like, so the vibes is right, man. I just wanted to just say thank you to the subscribers at Patreon, patreon.com/TheHoodMystic. I answer all of the comments. I'll go check the comments again to make sure that I answer all of the August readings. But if you are a Patreon subscriber and you haven't got an August reading, make sure you do that. Just comment your moon sign and a number on the Patreon only posts, and so we can get those done for you. If you want to support my channel, paypal.me/TheHoodMystic, Cash App Hoodmystic38. And so the title of this video is Fresh Eyes. And so it's important that we begin to look at our lives, and we begin to look at the chart, and we begin to look at the esotericism with fresh eyes, because we keep looking at the same shit for so long, we don't really understand what we're actually looking at. So today we're going to just kind of take a step back. We're not going to look at any immediate transits. We're going to look at the transits that's going to stay here for a while, and kind of the energy, or transits that have been here for a while, in the energy of how they have manifested and how they will continue to manifest. So, but before we get into the long-standing transits, I just want us to first look at the moon opposing Neptune. And so I've been really like thinking about stars and celebrities and things of that nature, because I've been actually talking to stars and celebrities through my business. And so what I realize is that you may have adversity, you may have a lot of things against you, but if you deal with your intuitive nature, then that opens up the pathway to your success. That opens up the understanding to where you're supposed to go. So most stars carry an intuitive psychic ability, hence they're called stars. They're deeply connected to their celestial connection. And so who's to say in this day and age, in 2018, you can't be a star? See, we have to get outside of the system. We have to get outside of Saturn. Saturn is redefining itself through Capricorn. So it's important that we redefine our limits, redefine our boundaries and what we actually could be, not based on an egoic desire or egoic path, but simply understanding Neptune in its second decan. Neptune is in retrograde in its second decan, meaning that it has business to take care of in the second decan of Pisces. And so as it sits in the second decan of Pisces, it is controlled by Jupiter, it is controlled by the moon, the second decan of Pisces is. And so with Neptune sitting in this position, it is giving us a chance to redeem ourselves. It is giving us a chance to balance the cosmic, ancestral, celestial spheres of understanding. In Hindu mythology, they call this Shiva churning the sea with his toe. Meaning that at times in Vedic mythology, which is a deeper understanding of the world and the life, there were these particular demons or particular evil people that were inherently evil but understood energy. And so they meditated. And so when they meditated to the gods had to bless them based upon their meditation. And of course, what they wanted was evil in return. And so the message that I got from that, without the Vedic text telling me, is that if we plan to be good, if we plan to enact change in the world on a positive level, then we must begin to work hard in understanding our psychic abilities. Because the evil people understand their psychic abilities very well. And since you are such a good person, that just means to me that you're lazy. That just means to me that you're not willing to do the work because you're a good people and you think that good things are just supposed to happen to you. Well, from my understanding, that's a completely wrong way of thinking about life. Energy has to be engaged. Energy has to begin to work with. If we were particularly paralyzed at a certain point, we wouldn't naturally just begin to walk. We would have to put work in developing our muscles and dealing with those atrophied muscles. And so our psychic muscles have atrophied. And so if we are dealing with difficult situations and we know we have a direct pathway to stardom, because Jupiter is moving into Sagittarius, so that is our direct pathway. Are we open to that direct pathway? Are we simply paralyzed spiritually? And so as this cosmic sea begins to churn and things begin to change, are you close to the center? Or are you out on the fringes, not connected to people, isolating yourself, not really focusing on the love within and learning how to share that love, putting that love out into the world because you're hurt in the inside and you haven't developed your psychic ability to heal? Well, thank you for joining this channel, because this is something that we talk about every day. And like I said, the second decan of Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. Peace, drive safely. Neptune sitting in this position is coincidentally trining Jupiter. And so when you deal with astrology, you have elemental ideas, and the more that you compound those elements, you get different frequencies and different vibrations. This is what astrology is. It is not, so you get the basic ideas of planets and signs, and then you elaborate on those things. And so Pisces within itself represents something, but each decan represents something as well. And on top of each decan is a multiple of energy. So the second decan of Pisces is more of a Cancerian type of vibe. And if you've been following my channel, when we discuss Cancer, we discuss following one's own vision, following one's own pathway, understanding self at a deep level. And this is also Jupiter as well. Understanding your divine ways of being. Where are you going? Where's your royalty at? What are you good at? Where's your throne at? How do you put this crown on your head? This is our whole plight of life, of understanding that we are gods and how to develop this modality. Peace, Astro Queen. Much love to you. And if you're interested in another person that does daily readings, make sure you check out Astro Queen, one of the best readers on YouTube, like bar none. So make sure you guys check out Astro Queen. Just wanted to say that. Always been wanting to say that. So what I'm saying with all of this energy, Neptune trine Jupiter, divine kingship, meaning that who you are before the solar eclipse must be re-examined, must be fully understood, because you don't know who you are. The reason why you don't know who you are is basically because you're trying to be who you are, when you don't have to try to be who you are. You just have to be it. You just have to act it. You just have to show up. Don't tell me you want to be an actor and you're not taking acting classes. Don't tell me you want to be a singer and you're not taking singing lessons. Don't tell me you want to be a musician and you're not practicing your instrument. Don't tell me you want to be an astrologer and you're not studying your astrology books. Don't tell me you want to start a YouTube page and you're not cultivating your YouTube page. Your YouTube page, just you talking in front of it. But you want to grow your YouTube page. You want to have subscribers. But you don't want to engage people. So you can't just show up. You have to show up. And so Neptune trine Jupiter and Scorpio is telling you, where are you, what's in the way from you showing up? And it's probably some past trauma that we all have, that we sometimes have to be sensitive about. Sometimes we just simply have to address it and speak it into existence and say, hey, this shit is fucking me up. I need a solution. And from there you begin to walk towards it. But we'll fully get into that, as always. And I appreciate everybody who subscribe and into this work, because I start off slow to get people to be kind of disinterested and build up towards the end. Because I realize there's a difference between followers and subscribers and things of that nature. See, I could have a lot of subscribers who are not into the message. They're just here for existential reasons. But the people here at this moment are here for the message. And so that's more important than lots of followers. That's more important than lots of subscribers for me. Quality over quantity. Understand that. It's a big difference. And also the concept that less is more. The more quality connections that you can have with individuals and how big you can expand your reach with people personally is how more successful you're going to be. If you're isolated and you're not afraid, and you're afraid to build with people on the one-on-one, then how do you expect your business to grow? The reason that my business grows, the reason why I'm so confident, is because I have hundreds of relationships. Hundreds of people know me. They've talked to me. They've experienced me. They've met me. They've met my wife. They've met my children. Everybody, you have to develop an open transparency to your life if you ever want to be successful, because everybody is hiding shit that they're hiding, and there's nothing to hide. Because Shiva has churned the cosmic ocean, so you have the power, they don't. But you haven't realized that yet. And so this is why you're here. This is what we're talking about. Long-standing shit has the bigger impact over a longer certain period of time. When we talk about Neptune, when we talk about Chiron, when we talk about Uranus, these things truly matter. These things truly shift the world. What am I talking about? Is Hoodmystic going crazy? If I was to tell a person in 1872 that there was gonna be cars with 4 wheels riding around where you just push the gas and drive up the street, that cowboy would have looked at me like I was a goddamn fool. He couldn't imagine or fathom none of the shit that I was saying. I would say, you know that buggy that you see that those horses is pulling? Well, it ain't gonna be no horses. We gonna take that horse energy and call it horsepower. Yeah. He'd be like, okay, brother. He'd be trying to see what type of meds I'm on or something. So when I tell you that the world is changing and that your spiritual technology is changing, and you can begin to incorporate that shit now because the energy has shifted. Shiva has put his toe in the water and churned the cosmic tide, and things have shifted. You don't believe me. I'm crazy. I'm just telling you that, you know, people is going crazy. See, people are going so crazy that Facebook had to take the news away. Because if people were gonna see the shit that was happening, they would get a little bit more worried. And since they know people don't watch TV as much, you're not really in tune with what's happening in the world, you could be more concerned with, I don't know. But if you were to pay attention to the news, then you would see people going absolutely batshit crazy because the world has shifted, and now it's more focus to your meditation and what you can begin to focus on and bring into this reality. And there are people who are bringing things into this reality at such a fierce level that it's scary. Acts of Flyness on HBO. Check that out to understand this energy surge of cosmic right and exactness. Black Klansman, sorry to bother you. You know how back in the days we used to watch movies, we used to decode them, we used to see the subliminals, we used to see, oh, they putting pieces and shit together. Well, that shit's over. That shit's just right there in your face. And what are you gonna do about it? We need to begin to create. We need to begin to unite. Things that we've been talking about for years, but we clearly see that the people who have been talking about it have actually been creating the same dissension too. So this is some interesting shit, and I hope you following me. Uranus squared the North Node. Indeed. Uranus squares the North Node presents a change in spiritual identity. Because Uranus, the planet of change in the terrestrial world, squaring the North Node in Leo, where that's all about realizing yourself, and the square presents a change to identity. A square presents an irreconcilability that you are a god and you are no longer a human, and there is nothing you can do about that. And so you begin to project and you begin to create your reality at such a fast rate, and you have these negative vibrations and you're creating them negative vibrations, but oh, you have positive vibrations too, and we're creating that shit too. So we have to be very mindful of our mental state. Moving forward, because the world has changed. The tides have shifted. Things have turned. There's a lot of content supporting everything that I'm saying. So if you're new to this channel, it serves you to backtrack. And it's not for views, it's just for understanding. And hopefully when you come to this channel, you have a pen and paper. And if you're driving, make sure you listen to this again and begin to apply the information, because I'm simply talking about astrology. This applies to all of us. The sun is rising right now, and it don't matter who's outside right now, the sun is rising on them. So when we talk about astrology, whether you want to acknowledge that the fact that the sun is there, I can say the sun is not there. I can say I don't believe in the sun. I can say the sun is full of shit. It ain't gonna move away. So this is simply what I'm discussing. This is something that we need to begin to discuss every day, because consciousness is not a fad. Consciousness is not a look. Consciousness is not a consciousness is a daily application of your spiritual technology to raise your vibration, to change your life. You are going through difficult shit right now, because the nodes are trying Chiron. If adversity is in your life in this moment, 2018, it's supposed to be in your life. If you got a piece of shit, little something of a cousin living in your home that's disrupting your home and you don't know what to do with it, that's because you're supposed to do something about it. If you hate going to work, that's adversity. You're supposed to do something about it. If you watching this video from jail, that's adversity. You're supposed to do something about it. You got yourself into that situation, whether directly or indirectly. So it's important that you begin to figure out why this adversity was put in your life and how to get out of it. Don't think that adversity is not supposed to happen to you. I'm gonna say that one more time. Do not think that adversity is not supposed to happen to you. Matter of fact, adversity is supposed to happen to you. Because out of dark comes light. That's a norm. If you're a Christian, that's the first thing that happens in the Bible. Out of darkness came light. It's universal. We all have a particular adversity to come through it. Now, if you are in a good situation right now and everything is perfect, everything is a-okay, then who are you helping? Because I deal with people on the regular who have problems, who have issues, and there are people that I work with who do this work, Astro Queen, people who do this shit on the daily to help people. So don't, if you hear you got adversity, I got adversity, you got adversity, and we are trying to work through this adversity together. So miss me with that I'm all good shit. Because if you are good, then you got some information that you need to be telling me. Because anything that I've figured out, I've shared with the people. Because I figured it out. And it's not my information. And my freedom is not freedom within itself. My freedom is encapsulated with millions of black people. Until we're all free, I'm not fucking free. So, it ain't no such thing as a higher up. It ain't no such thing as a respectable person who's not sharing knowledge. That's an illusion. That's an ideal. And so these things are changing. How do you deal with this information? See, we looking at this shit with fresh eyes because we went somewhere with the solar eclipse. Now we going somewhere else. This is normal. This is the natural order of things. Things run their course. Rivers run out. They become sand, and then over time they may become fertile again, and it's a forest, and you know, you never know where you could be standing at. You could be standing in the middle of an ocean that was once an ocean at one point in time, but over time it's turned into Chicago. Who fucking knows? So things change, things shift. No sense in having ideals. We only living in the moment. So let's create the proper vibration of love and begin to heal the planet in the moment. I said in my mind that today I'm gonna, if I see a black woman, if I see a beautiful woman, I'm gonna let her know that she's beautiful with no energy in return. Just because it's important that I share love. It's important that I spread love. And hopefully I can challenge someone else to spread some fucking love. Because that's what's wrong with the world. There is no love being spread. There is only people trying to be something to show somebody that they something. Hopefully I can get some money so motherfuckers can feel like I'm special. Hopefully I can get some followers so people can see that I'm special. See, what you haven't understand that they have gamatized and monetized our existence. They've created a level of gaming. You get certain perks when you get certain subscribers and things of that nature. You get more. I can now monetize my feed because I got certain amount of subscribers, or YouTube pat me on the back and say good job and things of that nature. See, that's not spirituality. This is not a competition. This is not a contest. This is active healing in the moment. Realization, bringing your dreams to the reality, creating art. I need to hear that song inside of you. I need to see that movie that's in your mind. And so hopefully this is a spot that inspires you to say, okay, I'm gonna start working on my screenplay. I'm gonna start working on my book because I realized something. I get out of the mundane world when I come to Hoodmystic, and I get more into my spiritual world, and I start to be inspired to do something greater than I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. So, oh, like, okay, that ain't too bad. Time is kind of on my side today. That's what's up. The tarot, we have 2 tiers. Exactly. We have 2 tiers that break off 2 ways. Okay, so we have 4 possibilities today. So figure out where you're at in these possibilities and get some intuition. Okay. And so there are people who are moving forward, right? And there are people who are stuck. And then there are people who are coming to realization of their divine realization. And there are people who are not. So those are the 4 variables of what's going on. So let's begin to elaborate if you are ready to move forward in your truth. The Knight of Disc brings about the sun. We talked about the sun earlier, right? I can say, sun, go away. I don't want you here. I'm sad. The sun's not going to do anything because the sun has a mind of its own. And so life and spirituality and realizing our whole existence, you have to understand it at a certain level, it has a mind of its own. And if you can start to engage with that and begin to act behind how you are deeply connected to this fate, which is a beautiful song, which is beautiful prose, which is a beautiful melody. It manifests in millions and trillions of type of ways. But a miracle to you is just a miracle to you. I can't describe a miracle to you. I can't describe the feeling that the sun gives you when it rises. I can tell you what it does, but you have to experience it. You have to begin to move forward in truth. And so doing this creates an Ace of Cups situation. It creates a new emotional frequency, a new relationship, a new job, a new career, somebody blessing you with the bag, blessing you with an opportunity. You begin to work with people. You know, you begin to live life how you want to live life, how you expect to live this life, this beautiful life, and you haven't moved forward. It sounds like common sense, but as we know, sense ain't common, so we have to fully elaborate because we here. And it's okay. It's okay because it's always the moment. It's always the moment. And see, I'm 33 years old. I fucked up a lot of times. I fucked up a lot, but I'm here today. I could be harping on the times that I fucked up too, just like you. I could be right there with you. But I'm choosing not to. I'm choosing to move forward in my truth, in beauty, in respect, in love, in dignity, and integrity. I used to fear or be ashamed of how I looked. So there's hundreds of videos of me on YouTube where I'm just talking behind the mic because I'm afraid of how people were gonna see me, because I didn't like the way I looked. Then I had to look at myself and say, okay, it's not that bad, but you could do better. Brush your hair, like get a haircut, like take care of yourself. You okay, Kyrie? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's, you have to begin to trust yourself and walk through that fire of fear and say, you're not your fears. Your fears are there for you to walk towards them. And so that's what this Knight of Discs, the Sun, Ace of Dips represents. And so carrying down to the lower tier, which is more of a darker tier, is more of a deeper. This could be a healing time for you, or this could be a destructive time based upon what you choose to do in this psychic moment. There is a building that is decaying, and you see that it's decaying, and you see that there is nothing that you can do to save it. You could tear it down, or you could just wait for it to completely decay. And then be in a situation like, oh my God, it fell down. I can't believe it. Don't be on this channel and not hearing what I'm saying. Don't be on this channel and not hearing what I'm saying. Because both of these cards represent Mars. So the Tower represents Mars. The Five of Cups represents Mars. And so if we've been tracking Mars in astrology, Mars has been so close to the Earth that you can kiss it. When you look up in the sky and you see that big red planet, that's Mars every night. Letting you know, like, hey, there's some shit about to happen. See, we're astrologers. How do you think human beings have survived for so long? Because Mars come down and say, there's some shit about to happen. Y'all need to kind of tighten it up. Get close together. Unite. Be closer to each other, because there's some shit about to happen, and only the strong is going to survive. Only the ones that's united. Only the ones that's truly connected is going to really survive. So if you out on the fringes, it might be some shit that's about to happen. And if you all isolated and lonely, you might have to get over that, because there's some shit about to happen that's going to make you forget about all of the shit that you're stressing about. That's what Mars says historically. So I take heed. I know. I say, okay, I'll do my best to reach out and to heal and to talk and to build and to do everything that I can do as far as this conscious development, because I hear you, Mars. I hear what you're saying. I'm not trying to be disappointed. I'm trying to heed the calling. I'm trying to see the stars and see what they're trying to tell me. And understand this shit. And I can't understand it by saying that I don't understand it. The only way I can understand it is by understanding this shit day after day after day after day after day. Like, it's the only way. Every day is either going to sun or shine. Every day there's going to be an aspect that affects our lives, and there's a deeper understanding. And so that's what this video is about. That's more or less what I do on the daily. This was kind of like a revamp or a reboot, and that's why this video was kind of long, but I felt like this energy was needed. I felt like this conversation was needed. This is something that I've been thinking about all weekend, and kind of developing it and kind of formatting it in my mind and how I'm going to present this to the people. And so I feel like it came out right. I hope that you guys were able to hear me. It came across clear, and yeah, just a lot. And you know, I think about it too, like, it's a lot of information. I deal with a lot of different people, but I still have space though. I still have space. I still have more energy to give. I'm not tired. I'm not burnt out. I'm fully charged and I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to give people advice. I'm ready to give people solutions. So if you're interested in that, please hit me up at www.hoodmystic.com/spiritual services. We can do this over text for the low. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to bust your heads, but if you want something really in deep, we can go really in deep with the astrology. Like, it's a variety of different services that I offer. If you just want a more spiritual level, just let me know and we can do everything on a more spiritual level. It's just a variety of different things that you just got to begin to talk to me and discuss, because I realize that, you know, I could put a menu of things that I can provide, but that list would be so very long. So I just try to keep it at a base level where people can understand it. And another thing about my site, that there's instructions. I do that for a reason, because if you go to my site and you can't read the instructions, or it's too complicated and all of that, then that's perfectly fine. Because when I do an astrology reading, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of information. So if you can't read that instructional of how to get an astrology reading, then you probably don't need an astrology reading, because it's a lot of information. And these reviews don't come from a person that's half-assed with this astrology. These reviews come from somebody that's really serious about his craft. You can't just get a reading the same day. It takes a while. And I only do one reading a day because I put a lot of energy into it. So, you know, if you have to wait a week, please don't worry. When it comes your time, it's come your time. I'm here every day. I never not did a reading for a person. So, you know, it's, if you ride with me, I ride with you, and we ride together. And so, you know, once you get the reading, it's going to stay there with you forever. You'll get a document that goes along with it. You can get it recorded for $10 extra. There's a lot of variety, a lot of different things that I offer. Just because I care about the people and I want to give people quality readings, because I've got readings a lot in my life and they suck. So I want to be something different, a different vibration, and kind of make it more professional and more there for you and more tangible and more just a nigga just beating your ear up, telling you a whole bunch of psychic fortune telling and type of things. This is not the type of stuff that I do. I deal with spiritual stuff. And so, peace to everybody on the live. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.